Williams from the corner. Oh, he can knock down threes, Kenny. Now he's going to go back door. Oh, what a feed. Feed to Ume, who goes up for the slam. Devin Lilly drives, pulls up, fires home a two. I'll tell you, man, you cannot underestimate the hustle this big man gives you. Strap in your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on.
Now let's see the starters for tonight's game. First for the Busy Falcons. First we have number 1, Sydney Garrett. Number 14, Kaylee Gillich. Number 22, Madison Bennis. Number 24, Anaya Davis. And number 32, Eliana Harris. The head coach of the Falcons, Matthew Joseph. And now for the Dakota Cougars. First we have freshman number 3, Brooklyn Garavaglia. Junior number 4, Gracie Maloney. Junior number 23, Simone Andrews. Senior number 32, India Reese.
Good evening and welcome inside Dakota High School, home of the Cougars. Getting set to call the action tonight in the MAC Red, MAC White crossover postseason tournament. A matchup tonight between our Dakota Cougars and the Ford Falcons. I'm Brad Fetters for Chippewa Valley Cable Television, joined as always by my broadcast partner Jeff Vitale. And Jeff, this Ford Falcon team is red hot. Winners of 14 straight. They come into play with a 16-1 record. And Jeff, they get it done with defense.
Yeah, Coach Joseph has always been a defensive-minded coach, and they've just kind of torn through the MAC White this year. A very good basketball team, doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Dakota's really going to need to be on their A-game today. Coming off a huge win in the rubber match with Eisenhower in the first round of the MAC tournament. So they won the home game, they lost the next game at Ike, and then they won the rubber match at Ike. So the big game here today. The Cougars continue to play as they're playing here. This should be a whale of a ball game.
Dakota capturing that first round victory over Eisenhower, 66-61 in overtime. Ford beat Romeo 50-20 to earn the spot in the second round of the MAC Red-White tournament. Dakota in their home pink jerseys tonight with white numerals will have the opening possession of this ball game. Ford in their road blacks with maroon trim and white numerals. Simone Andrews draws a double team.
A lot of people too, Brad, not in the same numbers we're used to seeing them in. Simone Andrews, who's normally number 5, is wearing 23, so it is going to be a little bit of a change. You know, Grace Maloney still wearing number 4. Tambry Williams still with her same number, Brooklyn Garvaglia, but Simone Andrews going with 2-3. So a little bit different if you're watching the TV going, who is 23?
Well, the scores table threw me for a loop because they announced starters by numbers. They put the numbers up on the big board, and I said, no Simone Andrews in the starting lineup. Well, evidently she switched numbers tonight for these special home pinks.
Coming out off an outstanding game at Eisenhower. I mean outstanding. 26 points, 13 rebounds, 7 steals, 7 assists. Nearly a quadruple double.
Gracie Maloney misses the point-blank shot, but Tambry Williams able to put the putback in. And I mentioned Tambry Williams as well. She is coming off a 22 rebound performance in that win over Eisenhower. It ties the school record for
big
rebounds.
Sis.
And big sis, Taylor Williams, held the previous record. So sister now with the rebound record.
Yeah, that's what was going to take, too, coming off, the previous time at Eisenhower. They gave up 84 points. You could tell they kind of came in with a chip on their shoulder. And, boy, they sure played like it. And they're getting off defensively. I like the hustle right now, the Cougars.
Tie up. Possession arrow favoring Ford. Kaylee Gillick, captain of this Ford team and a 3-year member of the varsity. Brings it up, picks up the dribble. We mentioned Ford getting it done on the defensive end, giving up just 31 points per game as there's a kind roll there for Anaya Davis.
That was a tough shot, too. I mean, over the long arm of Tambry there, and she got that jump hook to drop.
There's not many teams that can size up with Dakota in terms of length, but this Ford team is one of them.
Yeah, but Tambry right now, she's got some boards early, and she might be on pace to maybe break that record today.
There's a steal. Williams has it in transition, lays it up, can't lay it in. Follow-up miss by Reese. Williams again, snatching it down. Simone Andrews with the floater. She hits. Good pace and energy right now for the Cougars.
Yeah, it's the hustle right now. Tambry Williams that's really sparking this Cougar offense. Gracie Maloney get on the floor. India Reese get on the floor. Now a steal. Simone in transition where she's at her best. And Coach Joseph, Brad, wants some timeout.
These two teams have matched up once already this season. That was back in mid-December, December 14th. That went the way of the Falcons, 61-43, the final score. So an 18-point win for 4-2. You don't think the Dakota Cougars have that in the back of their minds?
Well, there's no question. I'm sure they've watched that game tape a few times. And, Coach Phil doing something a little different today, starting the freshmen, trying to mix it up a little bit. And kind of get after the Falcons. And you can see right now the Cougars want this one. In the first 3 minutes of this game, up 8-2, but Ford's got nothing easy. Even that one basket came with a lot of pressure. Dakota kind of throwing that 1-2-2 full court press at them. The Falcons have had some trouble with that. And then, of course, getting steals and getting in transition. That's winning basketball right there, Brad.
The last time this Ford team lost, the only time this season that they lost was back on December 6th, a 48-37 loss at home to Rochester. That is unbelievable.
And that's a good basketball team.
Giving up just 31 points per game, fifth fewest in all of Macomb. And the teams that have given up fewer points all play out of like the MAC Silver, the MAC Bronze. I mean, you're talking about teams that are in the lower divisions. Not too many MAC White teams gave Ford fits this season.
No, they were pretty much on cruise control through the MAC White. And, I remember my years at Chippewa doing the varsity there, going up against Coach Joseph, and he had that one year, he had that Macomb County Team of the Year. I think they were like 22-1 or something like that. They were outstanding. I mean, he's a legendary coach. Always puts great teams on the floor. And like I said, Dakota's going to need their A game today if they're going to come out here with a win, because this Ford team will not go away quietly.
Well, so far, so good for the Cougars. Simone Andrews with 4, Tambry Williams with 4. They lead it 8-2. It'll be Cougar basketball here.
We haven't seen any subs yet, and kind of wonder how the coaches are going to ride their benches today, because obviously the winner of this game gets into the MAC tournament final. So this is a big game.
The winner of this game will play the winner of Anchor Bay and Grosse Pointe South. Grosse Pointe South, the winners. And one.
Well, this time of the year, you're not a freshman anymore. You've played enough varsity basketball experience. You've been thrown into the mix long enough. You've grown up a little bit. And that's a great move right there by the freshman.
I apologize. Grosse Pointe North in Anchor Bay. I think I said Grosse Pointe South. Grosse Pointe North, the winners of the MAC Red at 9-1, taking on the MAC White Anchor Bay Tars.
I'm going to give Brooklyn Garvaglia a little shout out. So it was her last year at Wyandotte that nailed a 3-pointer at the buzzer to knock us off by 2. So they came over and ran practice with us, and I made her go stand in the corner for a while. Tambry Williams, Brad. What about the play of Tambry Williams right now? I mean, everyone's playing well, but Tambry Williams is on another level right now.
Unbelievable.
So now we've gone from leader dog to woodpecker? Is that where we're at now?
No students in the student section tonight. But
no dog. It sounded like there was a woodpecker over there or something.
I believe it was a Ford fan that was making that noise.
It's like the Detroit Zoo here at Dakota High School this season. Man, we've seen all kinds of stuff.
Davis between the circles, 11-2 the score. Cougars have come out absolutely clicking here tonight. Gillick supplies a little bit of a screen. Into the corner comes the pass. Karras, they swing it around the perimeter, and there's a travel.
Surprisingly to say, Brad, right now, the Falcons look rattled. And this is a place they have not been in really all season, except for probably that 11-point loss. And this is not a place they're accustomed to being in.
Gabby Brooks Foster, the first sub into the game for head coach Phil McCune. He's going to go to a little bit of a smaller lineup as India Reese will take a seat.
They're trying to get a few more ball handlers in there as Ford tries to go full court man-to-man.
Sydney Guerin supplying the defense there on Gabby Brooks Foster, who made a uniform number change. Now she drives. Little runner's good. An unbelievable start to this basketball game for Dakota. An 11-point lead.
Well, the Cougars have come out of the gate swinging. There's no doubt about it right now, and Ford's on their heels. They have not let the Falcons get into any type of rhythm whatsoever.
Picking up the dribble. Carvalho extends the defense. Little ball fake and a travel. Boy, oh boy. An uncharacteristic start for Ford.
Now into a 1-2-1-1.
Putting a defender on the inbound pass. Simone Andrews stepped out of bounds. Boy, oh boy, just ran out of real estate.
Yeah, she played right into their hands there. Nobody was available to make a pass.
Anaya Davis to trigger right in front of us.
She has the only basket right now for the Falcons.
Oh, good look inside as Davis got wide open.
Very similar to the play we saw Grosse Pointe South running the Cougars with success. So I wonder if that was something maybe Coach saw in scouting there a little bit. Coach Joseph saw in scouting.
Simone Andrews holds the ball high above her head, dumps it off to Williams, gets it right back, kicks it outside to Gabby Brooks Foster. Another floater, misses short. Rebound hauled down by Tambry Williams. Now Gracie Maloney goes up with the shot. Brooks Foster traveled. Kind of hesitated, wasn't sure what she wanted to do with that basketball. Tried a wraparound pass. Realized it wasn't available to her and kind of did a little bit of a hop, skip and a jump and traveled.
Yeah, the one thing right now, if you're the Cougars, you came out on fire, but the one thing you don't want to do is as you kind of cool off a little bit and the game gets flowing.
Now a 5-second violation.
Yeah, I mean, what you don't want to do either is go into the tank for a few minutes where you let the Falcons back in this game. You want to keep this game at 9 to 11 points for as long as you can and make them chase you and really burn a lot of energy chasing you.
Now the Cougars can kind of hold on to the basketball too, allow some of the clock to tick off. Is Maloney with the little drive-by. Can't finish at the rim. Gillick comes up with it. Floats a pass off. Guerin drives. Can't hit. And that's Emily Loosby, sophomore, freshly into the basketball game with the make. And that lead has shrunk just a bit. Cougars in front of the Falcons 13-6. 2:09 left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, one thing a lot of basketball coaches preach is second chance points. You really want to hold that team to one shot, get the rebound. You give up a lot of offensive rebounds, chances are you're going to be on the short end of the stick. Giving teams multiple chances to score really, really, really comes back to bite you in the butt.
Well, this was a very good Ford team a season ago. They went 16-6, so they've now matched last year's win total this year with quite a few games yet to be played this year.
Yeah, 16-1, 14-game winning streak. That'll definitely pump the record up when you put a streak like that together. And, at this time of the year, you just really want to be, playing your best basketball, getting into districts. because once you get into districts, it's one and done. You know, and they start on February 28th, 27th, you know, near the end of the month there. So it is fast approaching, and everyone's going to need to be kind of on their best, or you know, you definitely never want to go home early. Sydney Puffpath into the game for the Cougars.
Tie up there, possession back over to Ford.
Yeah, great hustle by Sydney Guerin there. Got on the floor, stretched and held that ball, knew that she had the possession arrow. You know, basically works as a turnover for the Cougars. And Ford's got a chance to make this a 5-point game.
Oh boy, that's that same look on the cut by Davis. And a put back once again as the Cougars are just getting beat to the loose balls. Too many second chance opportunities right now for Ford as Loosby is once again able to finish.
Yeah, 2 offensive rebounds there, and now they're a little trap coming around.
3 on its way, short. And a rebound by Guerin. Quickly out in transition, a 3-on-1, slamming on the brakes. Pass through the hands there of Betty's.
She never looked to her left. She had someone coming down her left that no one accounted for. Had an uncontested layup, went the wrong direction, and the Cougars get a break.
Madison Betty's an All-State honorable mention a season ago, 4-year varsity player. Andrews holds the basketball on her left hip. Explores the left-hand side, works her way around a screen. Ball kind of pops out. And they'll say last touch by the Cougars.
Gone a little bit of cold the last 2 minutes here as Dakota and Ford starting to pick up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, 6 straight points now by the Falcons. Into the corner, trying to drive baseline, and Loosby, I think, kind of kicked it off of her shoe. That'll be a turnover for Ford. Simone Andrews, a little crossover dribble. Defers back to Garvalia. Between the circles, crosses over once again. Puff path, long range deuce, no good. Simone Andrews able to track down the rebound. Brooks Foster kicks it back to the outside. Tambry Williams, high arcing pass. Garvalia for 3, pure.
Oh, that's a big 3. That takes it back up to 8. She laced it, nothing but net.
Kind of get the sense that's why she earned the start here tonight. Gives the Cougars that long-range option. Now Tambry Williams comes away with the steal. Goes up strong on the left-hand side. Comes up empty, however. Betty's the only Falcon down there, and she lays it up and in. And the buzzer will sound. First quarter in the books. Entertaining, high-energy first quarter with the Cougars in front, 16-10.
Yeah, Brad, it was kind of a quarter of runs. Dakota really came out strong in the first few minutes. Went into a lull for about the next 2.5 or so, 3 minutes. Ford crept back in this game. And then Garvaglia with the long 3. Ford with the bucket at the end. It's a 6-point game. I think if you were to ask Coach Phil before the game, you got a 16-10 lead after the first. I think you take it in a heartbeat. Just got to work on, taking care of that basketball and not give up the offensive boards for the Cougars.
Now, I thought we were going with Garvalia for Brooklyn's pronunciation of her last name.
Yeah, you're probably right. I've called her Garvaglia for so long. I think I'm incapable of enunciating it correctly.
Well, the first games of the season, we asked Mom,
and it was Garvalia.
The correct pronunciation, because I said I want to make sure I go with it all season long, and we're going with Garvalia.
Let's just say that ELA was not my strong point, okay, Brad? I don't teach it. I don't even like to go into a classroom that's an ELA classroom. I stay away like Superman to kryptonite. No can do, man. Seeing Jeff Vitale in a ELA classroom is like watching Superman have lunch with a meteorite of kryptonite.
You grow green after a while? Back to live action now. Dakota and Ford Cougars with the basketball.
Oh, deep.
Gillett comes down the rebound. Defers back to Davis. Davis pull up 13-footer short. Tambry Williams.
She's got to have 10 rebounds already.
Reese quickly up ahead to Brooks Foster. And Gracie Maloney hacked in the process of shooting. Lila Earl into the game, wears 12. She's a junior, and she's got the Rip Hamilton style mask on. And if I'm not mistaken, I think today is Rip Hamilton's birthday.
I did not do my research on that, Brad, but I'm going to trust you because you're usually pretty good with that stuff.
Maloney at the free throw line. Good rotation, misses the first.
You saw the strength of Gracie there to get that ball up. That was a heck of a pass. And then, just to get that ball up there, get 2 free throws here. Be nice to at least split the pair here. Much better stroke on the second one.
Dakota does a nice job getting back defensively. Sticking with that 3 sort of forward line with Brooks Foster and Simone Andrews, your only 2 guards. Gracie Maloney blew a tire there. She lost her shoe.
Yeah, India got her that pass a little late. You could see the softball skills there. Gracie to catch that and at least get it back out, and Cougars get a chance to reset. That pass was literally about a dribble and a half too late, and then a bad pass.
I don't know if Gracie Maloney's really got that shoe on right. I guess so. Just going to come out and supply a little bit of a screen. 2 high ball screens. Now Tambry Williams had her pocket picked. Pull-up jumper is good. Boy, oh boy. Anaya Davis, just a sophomore, Jeff. She's got some fantastic skills.
Yeah, she's long, and they've put her on Brooklyn. They put her on a few different people. And, you can see why Ford is in the position she's at when players like her, she's quite the spark plug, being able to defend multiple players.
It's a 4-1 run to start the second quarter for Ford. Finally, Tambry Williams able to beat the press down that far side. We'll go back to Gabby Brooks Foster, who's going to slow it down. She goes to her right-hand side, backs it down. Tambry Williams flips a pass up top to Simone Andrews. Back over to Gabby Brooks Foster in front of the Ford bench. Gets a high screen from Maloney.
Got to reverse it.
Back out to Reese. They reverse it. They kick it down low. Left block.
Oh, what a move.
Terrific moves there by Gracie Maloney. Earns those 2 free throws.
Yeah, that's the old up and under. Great post move there by Gracie, and she's going back to the line for 2 more.
We're at a preseason practice, and Coach McCune works a lot in the post and working on those maneuvers and moves down low. And Gracie Maloney put on a showcase there.
You would expect that out of a 6'10" head coach.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows a thing or two about the post position.
2 legendary coaches in attendance, former Chippewa Valley head coach Kevin Voss and Coach Barker from Falcons. And that was actually, those 2 went at it back when I played in the day. So there they are sitting next to each other on the, trying to get my directions here. This would be the west end basket, I think.
North, maybe?
Yeah, there's a sign that says north. Yeah, very good call, Brad. Yeah. We are actually on the west
side. We are on the west side, yes.
We are the west side.
India Reese going to have to get this basketball in.
I wasn't good in geography either, Brad.
Well, it's a good thing you teach math then.
Yeah. Stay with your strength.
Andrews, long range 2. Might have got fouled. No call. India Reese couldn't bring down the rebound. Leah Earl comes in contact with 3 Cougars, and they come away with the steal. 5-point lead now for Dakota, looking to add on. Simone Andrews, look out. Little knock away from behind by Earl.
Yeah, nice job by Lila there, hustling back. No one gave Simone a heads up that someone was coming up trailing there and knock it out of bounds. Fortunately, the Cougars keep the ball here.
A little better communications needed, right?
That's got to be a must. I'm sure Coach Phil will discuss that in the huddle about being able to talk a little bit more.
Williams kind of went up and down and got called for the travel.
Well, this deep official, that's been his favorite call tonight. He's had about 5 of those.
Kaylee Gillick, picks up the dribble. Overhead pass. That's the sweet spot of Davis. She comes up empty this time. Bettis kicks it outside.
Yeah, Bettis is active on that offensive glass. Obviously does a lot of the dirty work.
3 on the way by Earl, misses wide right. Now Gabby Brooks Foster tiptoes the sideline, gets it over the timeline, takes a little bit of a bump, keeps it alive. Now has it ripped out of her hands, but it will stay with the Cougars. Tegan Malloy checking into the game for her first action.
The 27 Maroon officials did not agree with that call, Brad.
Not a huge Falcon crowd here tonight.
No, it's kind of been that Tuesday night crowd we've seen this year. Oh boy, bad pass.
Gillick. And we're going to get a reach-in foul called against Gabby Brooks Foster.
And surprising, that is the first foul on the Cougars tonight. 5 on the Falcons. We've seen some strange foul discrepancies this season, haven't we?
And we kind of complained in one of our last broadcasts that the Cougars weren't getting much of a home whistle, and kind of get the sense that basketball is one of those sports where you typically do see a home whistle, as referees are kind of more active in the game of basketball. There's a lot more 50-50 calls, and typically a home crowd can maybe sway some of that.
Yeah, maybe. Just as we say that, though, like 2 quick fouls. Bam, bam. It's like they hurt us up here.
Well, you don't think referees look up at the scoreboard and say, well, we got to even this up, do you?
No, absolutely not. And now the Cougars get it over the back call.
And that'll be the 6th on the Falcons.
That puts the Cougars at bonus basketball on the next foul for the last 4:44.
Nia Davis, a guilty party on that last foul. Carvalho to trigger, finds Gabby Brooks Foster via the bounce pass. Lila Earl extending that defense. Gabby Brooks Foster, no problem.
A lot of hand checking.
Malloy goes down. And a tie up. Possession arrow once again favors forward. So Gabby did the hard work of bringing that basketball over the timeline and then lost it. That's a tough pass into a double team, and
she got a spot, number 1 spot you do not want to be at.
Trapped on the sideline.
Well, since our jinx, we had 5 foul calls. 4, check that, 4.
Well, that's what you call the announcer's curse. Dangerous pass. And Bettis goes up strong with the left hand.
Yeah, Brooklyn giving about 4 inches there. She's a load to guard that, and that's a tough play for her.
Maloney back to Gabby Brooks Foster. Deep 3 off the high glass. And it's Carvalho with the rebound. Tried a little finger roll that doesn't fall.
Tried to split the double team and finger roll it at the same time.
Dangerous pass, Malloy. Gets her hands in there. Maloney avoids the travel. Carvalho eyes the 3, wants the 3, got the 3. That's a big bucket.
Freshman's got 7.
Maloney comes down with it. Simone Andrews going to slow things down. She walks over the timeline. Malloy wants 3. Off the back heel. Loose ball. Controlled by Ford. Gillick out in transition. Good hard foul will put her on the line.
Well, this place might have come unglued as she hit that one. A lot of the home fans complaining on the fall to the ground with the feet coming up.
I think that's what Coach McCune wants clarification on as well. Oh, good, kind shooter's touch there by Gillick.
Yeah, that danced all over the rim, didn't it?
Iron kind that time. Tambry Williams back in the game, replaces Gracie Maloney. And that's no good. Tegan Malloy with the
let that go.
Terrific box out, but none of her teammates able to snatch the rebound down. Davis spins, puts up a shot, and
he's gonna count that?
And one.
He counts that? You gotta be kidding me. That's like the ultimate continuation. Wow. Wow. Well.
Oh, I have never seen Coach McCune this upset. And rightfully so. Andrews back to Gabby Brooks Foster. Cougars got to be careful. Andrews kind of just waiting for the pass but can't finish.
And they've had these little cold streaks. This is like their second one of the game here. And now the Falcons with a chance to tie, possibly even take the lead.
Davis got away with the travel. The runner's no good, and it's Williams. Malloy furs back to Garvalia. Takes a couple steps back out onto that Cougar logo. Goes to her left-hand side, now switches, drives and cuts through the lane. Quickly up ahead, too tall that time for Davis, out of bounds, halfway up the bleachers.
Very few passes, too, are too tall for her, so.
Gia Rizzo gonna get a spot on the floor. Gracie Maloney, one of the starters, back on the floor as well for head coach Phil McCune. 22-20, $1:40 left to go in the first half.
Cougars trying to slow it down a little bit. You can see there's some girls that have played some major minutes, look like a little tired out there right now.
Tough pass, and another intercept. Madison Betty's, oh, what a block! Arvalia skied up to make the swat.
That's a special play right there. Remember, she's only a freshman here. You got a few more years, but that's a great block. And you can see on the other end, great defense there by the Falcons, getting their hands up on that pick and roll. Every pass is trying to go high to her. Falcons are just getting their hands on it, and then active bodies to the basketball.
22 points that Ford has given up. They're not accustomed to giving up this many points and a half. Betty's fires one down low. Davis couldn't corral it. Goes out of bounds. Cougar basketball up 2. Minute 5 now left to go in the second quarter.
Cougars might have got away with that, a little push there. So Dakota basketball with a buck to go.
Andrews scans the defense. Draws a bit of a double team, able to pass it out, finds Gia Rizzo. Back to Gracie Maloney, goes up with the ball fake, now picks up her dribble. Rizzo drives baseline, able to find Williams. Back out to Andrews. 3 on its way, no good. Madison Betty's comes down with the rebound. Over to Gillick. Dump down low, contact. Harris will shoot 2, and will look to tie the ball game.
Yeah, there are a lot of tired bodies on the floor right now. And, early in the game, they would be there a lot earlier. They're just a little tired right now. Not a lot of subbing going on, just the wear of a long season. I mean, you got to remember, they started way back in November, Brad, and now we're in the mid-February. As this gets going into March. I mean, basketball is such a long season.
And it's a marathon, not a sprint. And then you kind of get into these scenarios, these one-and-done tournaments where you lose, you're going home, everything at stake. Coach McCune kind of sticking with his starting five. They're logging a lot of minutes. Simone Andrews, hands on her hips, taking some deep breaths. 2 misses at the line, but another offensive rebound. Good, strong defense there by Tamari Williams. Just went up with 2 hands and didn't get the call. That's tremendous defense. Now the trap comes. Rizzo able to get it through the legs of a defender to keep the possession alive. Williams, too strong.
A couple of possessions now in a row where the Cougars had a chance to finish at the rim and just way too strong.
Into the corner through the hands of Guerin and out of bounds. 4.4 left to go in the first half. Ford has outscored Dakota here in the second quarter, 10-6.
Time for Coach McCune's 4.4-second play.
Dakota has only scored 1 field goal in the second quarter. That was the 3 by Carvalho. Williams catches, 3 seconds left, and Maloney's going to have to hoist. Can't get the shot off, and that will do it. Dakota will head into the locker room with the 2-point lead, 22-20 our score. Jeff, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, just as we thought, Dakota came out strong in that first quarter. The Falcons kind of regained their footing a little bit, fought back into this game. 2-point game at halftime between two teams that are probably playing their best basketball of the season right now. So, obviously this is the time where, the games are won in the second half, these halftime adjustments. Coach McCune, I think, got to find a way to keep the Falcons off the glass a little bit, get some help for Tamari Williams rebounding the basketball. And right now the Falcons, I thought, played very good defense. I think you got to find a way just to get your offense clicking a little bit more.
A berth in the MAC Tournament Championship game on the line. Coming up next, we'll take a brief break here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television, but when we come back, the start of the second half of play.
This is a message to raise awareness of the dangers of youth use of alcohol and other drugs. These are some facts about youth prescription opioid medication misuse from the National Institute on Drug Abuse. Teen abuse of prescription opioid medications has declined steadily over past years. However, young adults 18 to 24 are the largest group abusing prescription medication, including opioids, medications prescribed for ADHD, and anti-anxiety medication. Those that abuse prescription opioids are at greater risk of becoming addicted, of negative life and health consequences, of overdose, and death. Prescription opioids are chemically related to heroin. Nearly 80% of people addicted to heroin started first by abusing opioid medications. Teens that misuse prescription medication get it from their friends, from unsecured medication at their home, or from the home of a relative. Lock up, properly dispose, and never share medication. For more information on the abuse of opioid medication, visit drugabuse.gov. These are some facts about youth alcohol use. While the good news is that underage drinking has declined over the years, rates of youth alcohol use are still high. 30% of 12th graders in the United States reported drinking in the past month. Alcohol use by teens frequently involves binge drinking. Regular alcohol use can damage the developing teen brain, creating problems with learning, memory, and processing information. Youth alcohol use is associated with other negative consequences, including poor school performance, injury and death from car crashes, suicide, mental health issues, and use of other drugs. The majority of those diagnosed with an alcohol use disorder in adulthood began drinking by the age of 18.
Welcome back inside the gymnasium here at Dakota High School. Cougars in front of the Ford Falcons, 22-20. Brad Fetters alongside Jeff Vitale for CVC TV. And Jeff, Cougars using their entire halftime intermission to talk things over in the locker room. It isn't too often you don't see teams come out for at least a little bit of a shoot around, but Cougars did just that.
Well, there's a lot on the line here, and obviously both teams think they needed quite a bit of time there to make those adjustments, make sure everyone was on the same page. And 16 minutes of basketball, we're going to tell, Brad.
As we mentioned, this is the MAC Red-White semifinals. For the winners of the MAC White title, Dakota ended up finishing in third place in the MAC Red, but upset Eisenhower to earn a berth here. Carvalho.
Well, she got displaced, and no one made a call on that at all. I mean, displaced.
And look at that. Too easy, Karras. And just like that, we are tied, 22-22. Folks, this was a 13-2 game in the first quarter, and Coach McCune taking an early timeout here in this third quarter.
Yeah, going to the worst place on the floor, the corners. Stay out of the corners. If you can get to the middle of the floor, they can't trap you in the middle of the floor. And you can see already the adjustment that the Falcons made at halftime, trying to take that freshman and try to get her to make some freshman mistakes.
Yeah, Dakota relying heavily on Brooklyn Carvalho this evening at the point guard position. This is a veteran unit for head coach Matthew Joseph. And for Ford, district titles haven't been the difficulty. In fact, they've won 10 district titles since 2004. However, Jeff, they have yet to win a regional title in school history. So, ultimate goal this year, perhaps, for Ford is a regional title, but some unfinished business first in this MAC tournament.
Yeah, because usually most of the time in the regionals, who are you facing? The Grosse Points.
And
who seem at this time of year thrive.
Simone Andrews, little pick and roll action with Tambry Williams. There's been some point blank misses tonight for the Cougars. Karras beats everybody down the floor. Nice job getting back defensively by Simone Andrews, but knocked it out of bounds. Possession will stay with Ford.
Yeah, nice job by Simone there, allowing her defense to get set. But, boy, the Falcons have really come out and really making things difficult on the Cougars since that 16-point first quarter.
Pass deflected, battle for it. Won by Davis, no call.
Huh. She's even got a look on her face like, well, okay.
Big smile on her face, gonna check her arm.
She does smile quite a bit out there. You can tell she really enjoys playing the game.
What a battle down low right now between her and Tambry Williams. Officials letting some stuff go here in this third quarter. Maloney leaves it for the trailing Williams. Back to India Reese. Gonna have to get India Reese going. She's been out scoreless so far.
And you know, not that we keep some of those stats, but I don't even know if she's taken a shot yet today, Brad.
No, off the top of my head, I don't think so. There's Gillick. She kind of just ran out of real estate and had to flip one up. Carvalho stripped, and tie-up possession favors the Falcons.
Yeah, as soon as she gets out in any kind of real estate, they're trapping her right away. There's nowhere for her to go. She's got to get that ball back to the middle, give herself some room. Got to watch that cutter over the top, too. That's been open quite a bit tonight for the Falcons.
Davis thought about the three, and that thought process created a turnover via the travel.
Yeah, what you see a lot of young players do is they drag that foot, which is technically their pivot foot, which makes their left foot the pivot foot. So then when that left foot comes up, it's a travel. Watching too much NBA, which they let that go.
Carvalho launches from distance, no good. Williams again comes down with the rebound. Oh, they said she stepped out of bounds.
Tambry with her 41st rebound, Brad, unofficial.
Unofficial. Have to make that known, Jeff, that it's unofficial.
Yeah, and she might hit that 90 mark again like she did with the one game. Surprised that's not an official school record.
Just owns the glass, this Tambry Williams. And that will be a backcourt violation. A little careless possession there for the Falcons.
That call there might have saved the Falcons because Dakota would have been the first to the ball and been at a 3-on-1 going the other way. That over and back call really helped out forward and allows them to set their defense.
Gabby Brooks Foster takes the place of Brooklyn Garbali on the floor. Simone Andrews going to go to work against Gillick. Picks up the dribble, finds Williams. Goes back to Andrews, little jab step.
That was
Tries
a double.
to drive, pulls up now, misses short.
When she dropped that ball, that's considered a dribble. Russ missed that.
Gillick drops it off, cross-court pass into the corner for Guerin, 3 on its way, no good. Battle for that loose ball, controlled there by Betties. Kicks it out, Gillick. And good active hands by Andrews creates a turnover. Williams tried to leave it for Andrews. Goes back to Gabby Brooks Foster, eyes the 3, pure!
That's her second 3. Sorry, must have been the first one. I thought the first one they might have counted as a 3, but was it 2?
She's got 5. Oh, big crossover dribble. Whoa, what a play there by Davis.
Sophomore's got some moves, doesn't she?
Yes, sir. 11 points now for the 5'11 sophomore. That 3-pointer by Foster to the difference right now, 25-24. Low pass, scooped up that time by India Reese. Reese applies the screen. Gabby Brooks Foster just kind of flings one up, no good. Williams can't come down with the rebound. Brooks Foster with the steal. Little 4-on-2. Foster tried to drop it off to Maloney. Probably should have dribbled instead. And Betties lays it up, lays it in.
They keep going with that high pass, and Ford keeps deflecting it.
Ford with the lead, 26-25. Crunch time here for the Cougars with 3:45 left to go in the third. First lead of the game, I believe, for the Falcons. Reese with the jab step into the corner for Maloney. Hands off to Andrews. Surveys the defense, tries to break it down via the crossover. Now gets a screen. Tries to explore the left-hand side. Strong move. Oh, round and around she goes. Now a blocking foul there on Maloney.
That layup explored every inch of the rim several times. Yeah, Gracie's got to get back and set her feet. It's a blocking foul every time, young basketball players. Get your feet set.
Guerin. Betties. India Reese. Terrific defender. Forces her wide. Tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Falcons. Love to see that. Williams and Reese coming together, a slap low 5. Williams applauding the defensive effort there by Reese.
You know, you can't help out on the offensive end. You got, be a force on the defensive end.
Kick out. Guerin couldn't get herself open. So the Falcons will reset. Betties tries to drive. Oh, a lot of steps there. Nope, they got it. This near side official recognized one too many and called the travel.
Yeah, usually it's been the baseline official, but the other official making the call right now, and she did travel. That is a good call by the officials. And they've really been on top of things tonight. And they've called the game both ways. They've missed some calls, but at times, but both ways. And I think if you're a coach, as long as they're doing it both ways, you can live with it.
Tough job. Somebody's got to do it, and thankfully these three gentlemen here tonight have been up to the task. Williams keeps that play alive. Oh, I didn't think she needed to save that.
She did.
Probably would have been last touch by Lusby of the Falcons, just as that one is last touch by the Falcons. Williams now telling Andrews, just slow down, everything's under control.
Just making sure she got her 47th rebound. Unofficial.
Now Andrews will check out of this game. She needs a rest.
She's tired. There's no doubt about it. She's tired. And if you're the Falcons right now, this is where you got to kind of jump on it a little bit.
Yep.
Best ball handler right now out of the game. If you're the Cougars, you really got to focus on taking care of the basketball.
Gabby Brooks Foster, once she figures out that little mid-range game, she is going to be phenomenal.
Oh, threw a little elbow there into Tambry, no call there.
Into the corner, back out, right wing three's good.
Oh, lazy
Haley
pass.
Gillick.
Lazy pass, Ford picks it.
(29-27), Falcons in front. Davis, little crossover. That's a foot on the line, too. Tapped out of bounds, Cougar basketball.
Yeah, but the Falcons, Brad, have been all over the offensive glass.
That will be a short rest for Simone Andrews. Now we'll get a timeout on the floor. It'll be a full timeout. Both teams now with 3 timeouts remaining. 29-27, Ford in front of Dakota. Minute 12 left to go in the third quarter. 9-5, the scoring margin right now favoring the Falcons here in the third. Anaya Davis leading the charge right now for the Falcons. She's got 11.
And since the first quarter, the Falcons are just slowly, methodically taking control of this game.
Brooklyn Garvalia leading the scorers right now for the Cougars with 7.
You know, you think right now, Brad, too, in this 2-point game, the number of layups been missed at the rim, this could be a whole different story. I got to speechless, don't I?
Dakota has had some misses at the net for sure. They'll look back at this game and look at their advantage inside.
I knew I was missing something. I was missing my roster. I dropped it last game. Got a death grip on it this game.
Yeah, you set it down and
I was so used to not having it last game.
Garvalia wide open, straight away, no good.
Oh, that would have been a big shot.
A tough luck miss there for the Cougars. Betty's quickly ahead. Williams through her hands. Boy, oh boy, what a strong move there by Davis. What a take.
Yeah, it was long legs. She gets to the rim real easy there and finishes. Very
Dangerous
good young player. She got 2 more years on the varsity.
Dangerous point in this game right now for the Cougars, don't you think?
Oh, very much so. Very much so.
They're going to try to go down low to Williams. Creates her separation via the spin move.
Yeah, went to left hand. Ford's really started to kind of find their moxie on defense. They're starting to challenge every shot, making things much tougher on the Cougars. And the Cougars have struggled kind of handling that pressure a little bit.
Just 3 field goals in the last 2 quarters for the Cougars.
Where in the beginning of the game, it was all
everything
Dakota
was falling. Garvalia, nope.
And Gabby was over there, just kind of watched it go out of bounds, and the Falcons are going to take it over there. That's what Coach Phil's trying to say right now. We've got to hustle the basketball here, girls.
Yeah, rare display of frustration from Phil McCune as he kind of tossed his whiteboard to the floor. And now the Cougars going to have to hurry. 3 seconds. Maloney's got to shoot. Brooks Foster fires, no good. After 3 quarters, the Falcons in front 31-27. Back to the drawing board, so to speak, here for Dakota in the 4th.
Yeah, you know, that third quarter was all Ford. They've now taken the lead in this game. And now it's the Cougars that are going to have to chase right now. And you just wonder how much is left in the tank right now. It looks like a very tired basketball team, Brad. Very tired basketball team. As on the other side, the Falcons right now seem to start to be hitting their stride.
This has been a extremely busy February for Dakota.
We had some snow days and some makeup games.
Yep, absolutely.
Speaking of makeup games too, Brad, the boys, let's give them a shout out. Had to go to Roseville last night. You know, they were beaten pretty handily by the Panthers here. Pulled out a 48-42 win and grabbed the 4th seed in the MAC tournament.
And your reward?
Yeah, gross points out. I think if you're Coach Toko, though, you'd rather have a crack at them than play consolation games.
Oh, absolutely.
You want to be in the conversation and not an afterthought. And you know that game yesterday was all about pride. I sent him a little email today, telling him great job, congratulations, great win, and he just responded with the boys played, and he put in all caps together, and you can just tell he was a proud coach.
It's been a Dakota team that has been up and down, to say the least. But a win over Roseville, you entered the discussion in this crossover tournament. You maybe knock off a Grosse Pointe South, and guess what? All of a sudden you got some momentum.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. That's another 5-second call on the Cougars. We've seen a couple of those tonight, which is a rarity at the varsity level, just because it's so tough to keep up with these athletes.
How good has Davis been here tonight?
Oh, she's been outstanding. Bettis has been pretty doggone good too. She's been a beast on the boards, just doing all the dirty work for the Falcons. And look at this, another layup.
The lane just opened up for Sydney Guerin.
Yeah, they're giving up uncontested layups now, and the Falcons are really just kind of feasting on it, kind of like sharks smelling blood in the water.
23-9 as India Reese finally breaks that scoring streak.
Yeah, nice to see India get on the board here, but the Cougars are going to need some stops right now because it's the Falcons right now looking like they got another gear.
Andrews misses short. Fans thought she was fouled in the act of shooting. Guerin's got it. Gillick asks for, now turns down the screen. Goes over to Davis. Step back 15-footer off the back iron. Williams comes down with the rebound.
They missed Davis in the post, too. She had Garvaglia on her, and that was a huge mismatch, and just Ford could not get her the ball.
India Reese eyes the three. Williams. Oh, good effort there by her. Saves that possession.
I'll tell you what, not enough can be said about the effort tonight of Tambry Williams. She has been all over the place. I know she's only got 6 points, but boy, she's been a beast on the boards. Loose ball, hustle plays, 50-50 plays. She's been an absolute monster.
Another point-blank shot missed. Williams comes down with it, goes down to the floor. Might have hit her head. They're going to call that a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Cougars.
And the NFL should be coming out right now.
Well, so now there's some confusion. The arrow was pointing the Cougars' way.
It was.
And the scorers table is admitting their error. Scorers table admitting their error, so
Oh, boy.
Maybe the switch didn't occur at the quarter break.
Yeah, might have.
Maloney drives.
You know, you look right now, Brad, 6:14 to go, Dakota's down 4. Your high scorer is Brooklyn Garvalia. You really need Simone and Tambry and maybe even like a Gracie or in India to get some baskets in the point. You can't expect your freshman to carry right now with points. You're going to need some of these guys that have been around a little bit to put the ball in the basket so she can become more of a role, maybe kind of forgotten about, and might be able to knock down an open 3 a little later.
Needs some of that veteran leadership to come through. Gillick, Betty's, travel.
I guess the one knock you could have on her, she tries to do too much, but I'll tell you what, I'd take that as a coach all the time. I'll take 10 of her. She's played hard tonight and really has been that 1-2 punch to the fantastic game that Davis has put in. Cougars need a good possession here. They've really kind of struggled offensively since the first quarter.
Andrews gets the screen from Garvalia, leaves it for Maloney. Back to Garvalia, straightaway threes, good! Keep riding the hot hand.
Boy, she's played a fantastic game. Loose ball, and Davis just keeps coming up with those 50-50 plays.
Karras can't finish, but will go to the line to shoot 2.
How about Brooklyn Garvalia? 3 threes tonight. That one was from downtown. And, man, they've worked hard to get back to even, Brad. A little strong on that free throw. You know, getting a start tonight, we were kind of thinking, all right, he's got the freshman starting tonight. Boy, she has responded with 10 points. It's got to be a season high. We don't have, obviously, the stats in front of us, but split from the pair. And Dakota's got a chance to get the lead back here, Brad.
34-33, Ford in front. Cougars have led for most of this basketball game. Garvalia takes it strong right-hand side, no good. Here comes the double team, trap along the baseline, a timeout called by head coach Matthew Joseph. Good, smart coaching there.
Yeah, you got
Saves
two
the
coaches
possession.
that have been around a long time, and they know when their team's in trouble.
5:14 left to go in regulation.
So far, Brad, this game's lived up to the billing. It's been a darn good basketball game. Both teams kind of slugging it out. 5:14 to go. That's a ton of time. You know, anything can happen. You know, they keep leaving Garvalia open. She's knocking them down. You know, all of a sudden, if Simone or India and even Tambry can get going here, maybe that's what the Cougars need to finish. Because, you know, Ford came in averaging a bunch of points. I think you said 53 points a game.
Yep.
And they're at 34 with 5:14 to go. The Cougar defense has been pretty good.
And
So is the Falcons.
And it's a Cougar defense that's given up 47 points per game. We mentioned Ford's held their opponents to just 31 points per game. So the Cougars have eclipsed that with 5 minutes left to go in this basketball game. Davis nearly lost the dribble. Betty's tries to back down her defender Maloney. Kept alive there by Karras. But it's Williams, coast to coast, rim to rim.
Someone got a hand on it. The contesting at the rim tonight has been unbelievable. No one has gotten a clean look. Even when it looks like they have a breakaway, nobody has gotten a clean look as everyone seems to get a hand on the ball. It's been an amazing defense in terms of contesting the basketball.
Garvalia leaves it for Foster. Wraparound pass inside. Tambry Williams. And stepped on the baseline.
She's claiming she got a little shove there, so we'll see if you're asking the referee to keep on it. And that's what you do as a player. Just ask the referee to keep watch, that's all, and does the right thing there as a player.
Maloney to trigger. No, don't need to go after that.
Looked like it might have been tipped.
Sure was. That changed direction,
yeah.
didn't it?
You almost heard. I almost heard it from up here. Oh, boy.
Williams with the steal. Good anticipation. Oh, tough luck miss. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Boy, oh, boy. Missed opportunities.
Dakota being very nonchalant with the inbounds. That almost got stolen there. That little one-arm shovel. That's happened a couple times tonight where the Falcons have stolen it.
Carvalho thought about taking the three for the tie. Yeah, tough angle there for Simone Andrews, but she will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, that was not an easy shot, and Gillage kind of bailed her out there, and Simone's going to get a chance to knock down 2 free throws here and make it a 1-point game.
Andrews good on the first. First free throws of the night for Simone. It's been held to 7 points. Make it 8. Karras over the top. Just beat the defense.
Yeah, those backdoor cuts, the Cougars just haven't been able to keep up. I don't know if they just look tired or they're just not paying attention on defense. And there's a bomb.
Maloney hammered down low. How about the second half that Karras has had? 7 points. It's kind of led the scoring for the Falcons in the second half.
Yeah, I said she's been that 1-2 punch.
Great.
Picks up her 3rd foul, though. I mean, the 3:21 to go, I don't think it becomes an issue unless she picks up another quick one where you give her 4, and then she might have to come out. She has definitely been that workhorse inside. Well, how often do you say free throw shooting in these tight games? Free throw shooting, free throw shooting, free throw shooting.
Maloney 4 of 7, 5 of
Atta
8
girl.
now at the line. Maloney's, all 5 of her points have come via free throws.
Yeah, she's worked hard really for every point she's got. It's been a war out there today. It's been an absolute war. Oh, boy.
3 minutes exactly left to go in regulation. Betty's.
Gabby right up in her face, too, not trying to post her up.
Here comes the pass. Brooks Foster goes to work and committed the foul.
That's a size difference. You let her get the ball down that low, trying to go for the steal. So you're either going to get the steal or you're going to foul. Chance for a 3-point play is tough, Brad.
Good recognition. You know what the call is there, right? Mouse in the house.
Yeah, well.
Mouse in the house.
Yeah, and they missed Davis earlier on Brooklyn, and they didn't miss that time and cashed in.
Old-fashioned 3-point play. I've been saving that one for a long time. The mouse in the house.
That's better than anything I come up with.
Carvalho drives baseline, kicks it out. 17-footer, no good. Too many cold stretches right now for the Cougars offensively.
Everyone just stays in the corner. You just see these coaches after these games are going to be good girls. The value of staying out of the corners and trying to stay in the middle of the floor.
There will be a third-place game. Andrews, no good. And one, Tambry Williams.
Well, I see your 3-point play and raise you ours. Tambry Williams here can cash in on her 52nd rebound of the night unofficially.
Now India Reese will come in. And she will take the spot of Gabby Brooks Foster on the floor. So right now you got Reese, Carvalho, Williams, Andrews, and Maloney, the 5 on the floor for the Cougars. Freebie is good.
Gabby's giving them some great minutes tonight. She's getting better and better every game. This is going to be a really tough team to deal with next year. Oh, loose ball.
Gracie Maloney. I can't hold on to it.
You just live with the emotions of Coach Phil, don't you? You can just feel kids are playing hard. That ball's rolling, no one sees it, and man, oh man.
He has been like living and dying with every possession here tonight.
Nice drive.
Left-handed scoop by Sydney Guerin.
Boy, the Cougars have struggled defending that drive tonight. When the Falcons really turn it on to get to the basket, boy, they just go.
Maloney, left wing side, spots India Reese, and now Coach McCune's going to take a timeout.
Yeah, $1:37 to go. Obviously, this is a big possession here. You want to try to keep it a one-possession game. You want to make sure you get a good shot or at least an open one. So, this is a big timeout at this point in the game as, the number of possessions that you got left are limited.
I think both coaches tonight have been on top of their game, making some of these adjustments. A lot of the half-court sets have been really good. Good clock management, keeping possessions alive, and now Coach McCune's going to go to the drawing board here to try to set something up in the half-court set.
Now, there's a reason why these two guys are Hall of Fame coaches, Brad. I mean, their resumes speak for themselves, and very few people across the state can match resumes with these two. So, big chess game tonight. As of right now, Coach Joseph right now in the forefront in the lead a little bit. Obviously, he's going to be talking about taking care of the basketball, making good passes, not making long passes. Nothing that gets the Cougars back in this game. And right now, if you're Dakota, it's all about quality possessions, continue to pressure and get those steals, but not giving up those offensive rebounds, those cuts to the basket, which is just basically since the first quarter have really kind of helped the Falcons take over a little bit. Sometimes, Brad, it's so small. The difference between a win and a loss is just so minute.
Yeah, razor's edge.
Gabby back in the game, too.
Cougars will inbound directly in front of us here on this sideline. Kind of a tough pass. Brooks Foster rolls it over to Simone Andrews. Hands off for Brooks Foster, 15-footer. Andrews comes down with the offensive rebound and left it short. Both teams plenty of fouls to give.
The Cougars kind of ran their own little version of the weave there.
Gracie Maloney's second.
They got 3 more fouls, too, before they get in the bonus here. So you got to get some steals or some quick fouls here, or the Falcons can burn a lot of time off this clock.
So India Reese comes in for Gabby Brooks Foster. I assume that's defense in for offense. And you just can't allow that to happen. Davis beat everybody down the floor and took the outlet pass and cashed it in. 6-point lead now for the Falcons. Carvalho. Don't need a 3, just need instant offense. Down to a minute left now in regulation. Going backwards, Simone Andrews. Williams on the give and go. Foul, no! They're gonna call it a charge.
Boy, she bait her in and put the brakes on, and
team 5th. Falcon timeout. Up 6. 53 seconds left to go in the 4th.
Yeah, since the first quarter, a lot of bounces really gone the Falcons' way. Overthrow pass, it just seems to roll as Davis chased it down for an easy layup, give him a 6-point lead, and then the charge. And since those adjustments were made in that first quarter, they've just been the right place at the right time. They really turned up the defense.
Yeah, they've outscored the Cougars 35-23 since that first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, the Cougars had 16 points in the first and 23 the rest of the way. I mean, it's been the Falcon defense. They've been swarming, they've been trapping. Their length has really come into play, especially some of the smaller guards. well, like Gabby and Brooklyn have had some problems with the trap, and they've just turned the play into their favor. And again, you can't say enough about the play of Madison Bettis. I mean, she's 11 points in the game, but taking charges, getting offensive rebounds, just making plays, scrapping down there. She's been the workhorse for this Falcons team, even though Davis is their leading scorer. She's kind of got my vote for MVP of the game.
Eliana Karras has been phenomenal as well in the second half with 7 points. Ooh, nearly had a 5-second violation. Davis and committing the foul. It's the team 6. So the Cougars had that foul to give. It stops the clock with 45.6 seconds.
Coach going offense for defense here, as they're probably going to foul here pretty quickly.
And there's the foul immediately. It will put Gillick on the line. Kaylee Gillick, 1 for 1 from the charity line here tonight. Well, Cougars just have to extend this game for as long as they can. Not out of it yet. A bit of an uphill battle now. Gillick can't make. Williams over to Andrews. Bursts of speed up that far side. Carvalho dumps it down low to Tambry Williams. Goes to work, had her shot blocked. And Karras traveled. Bit of a miscue there for the Falcons.
Yeah,
Bit of life now for the Cougars.
You don't need to be in a rush. You got 10 seconds to get the ball off the floor. Just don't be in a rush. And silly turnover gives the Cougars a chance.
Andrews straightaway 3 off the back heel, bouncing around. And it's Anaya Davis. Over to Gillett. Hard foul. Now put Betty's on the line.
At this point in the game, especially when you're playing the foul game, it's so important to make your free throws. This is why you shoot all those in practice before and after.
Madison 1 for 1 on the night. Cougars getting opportunities. Gonna have to hurry now, under 20 seconds. Gabby Brooks Foster from the parking lot will miss short. Carvalho unable to save it before it goes out of bounds. And that will more than likely do it here tonight, barring some sort of miracle finish for the Cougars. Five-second violation. Well, that's the first step in the miracle.
If you're Coach Joseph right now, this has got to be the longest 8.5 seconds of your life.
Just trying to get this game across the finish line. Hasn't been easy here tonight.
Nothing's been easy. And we made a comment about this earlier before, just the defense at the rim, contesting so many shots at the rim, and it has not been a lot of easy looks at the rim.
Kind of like that NASCAR, right? We got Daytona 500 coming up. Kind of like that NASCAR in the last lap of the race that's running out of gas. Just get me across the finish line.
Tires are bald, the sparks are flying from the hubcaps. It's down to nothing.
Doesn't have to be pretty. It just needs to get across the line, the checkered flag. As we mentioned, the winner.
Yeah, in any sport, Brad, when you look at the standings, there's no style point column. It's wins, losses.
The winner will take on the winner of Grosse Pointe North, Anchor Bay. Now, it's cliche in baseball, right? It's always difficult to get that 27th out. It's the toughest one to get.
And you would have to think, no disrespect to Anchor Bay, who's a solid basketball team. Grosse Pointe North's had one heck of a season. We've already talked about the resume that team has. What a matchup that would be in a championship game, Ford and Grosse Pointe North.
Yeah, Grosse Pointe North 15-2, 9-1 in MAC Red play this season. Malloy to trigger. And And there's the intercept. Tough finish to this ball game for the Cougars.
Yeah, you know, the squad this year is a little young. You know, only 2 upperclassmen, 2 seniors, the rest underclassmen. They're going to bring them all back next year. You know, there's still a lot of basketball to go. You know, they're going to play a 3rd place game, and they got a week to kind of get ready for districts. And, you know, you let it ride and you let it rip until you're out. So you got to give credit to the Falcons. Boy, they really D'd it up tonight, and that's been the difference.
Well, that'll do it. Henry Ford II will advance to the MAC championship game. Final score here tonight in the semifinals. Ford Falcons 45, the Dakota Cougars 39. Jeff, your final thoughts here tonight?
It was just, you know, the defense of the Falcons really turned up after the first quarter. That seemed to be the difference in the game. Dakota kind of struggled with the pressure at times, and just so many missed layups. I mean, there's a lot of players out there who can just go back and look and play the what-if game, and now you just got to focus on the next one and get ready for districts. You know, that's where you go from there. You can't change this one, and you got to give Falcons credit. They came out after that first quarter, really seized control of this game.
Anaya Davis, the sophomore for Ford, ends up finishing the night with 15 points. She was phenomenal all game long. Once again, the Ford Falcons victors here tonight. Final score 45-39. From my broadcast partner Jeff Vitale, I'm Brad Fetter saying goodnight one final time from Dakota High School. We'll see you next time right here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television.